Oh, hey, we're live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello. We are live, and we are. Yes, yes. Is that Debbie? Yes, it is. Hello, Debbie. The first. I knew it was you. I said your name just as it popped up. Roger, hello. Teresa, Josh. That's the thing. When you're the first person here, you get the first chat at the top of the screen, man. That only happens at the beginning of the show. You know, you gotta act fast. Teresa, Josh, David, C. Baker Jr. just had some of your applesauce last night, buddy. Thank you for that. It's so fucking good. I want more. Yo, 42666, Pam Creaky, hello. Patrick John Welder. I lost all taste and smell. Have to get tested today. Oh, motherfucker. Patrick John Welder, I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, man. Evans Garden, hello. Karsten, hello. Megsy, hello. Stukes, hello. Hippie Chick. Hey, Hippie Chick, where have you been? What's going on with you? Why haven't you been here in 3 weeks? What's up, Jake, Karsten, yo, Margaret Sharp, hello. Steve, sounds like communism. Sounds like the world, bro, Steve. Sounds like the fucking world. Welcome to 2020 in the world, bro. You just now getting here? Would you get born yesterday, bro? Sounds like communism. Sounds like fucking 2020. Everyone's got COVID. It's everywhere. It has nothing to do with communism, dude. You know what sounds like communism? Your pathetic way of thinking. That sounds like communism to me. You need to get over that shit, bro. All right? You've been indoctrinated. You've been indoctrinated to think that when someone tells you you need to do something, oh, you're controlling me. No, they're trying to save the life of your grandmother, you douchebag, which you obviously don't give a fuck enough about to do. Your brother's been down to visit, also brought covered COVID with him. Jesus fucking Christ. Great. Sorry to hear that, man. I hope you don't have it. Hey, Gary Dean, what's up? Dean Weaver. What's up, buddy? Oh, you thought I was... The man's name was Gary Wright. Right? Gary Wright, Dream Weaver, Gary Dean Weaver. You don't think I see what you're trying to do to me, world? I see you. Steven, hey, hippie chick, COVID, Jake. My parents and in-laws just got over it. Ugh, I'm sorry. You know, I'm thinking about maybe taking 4 Advil today before I start the day. I don't have a headache. Oh, the dogs are here. Should we let the dogs in? Oh, they're running away. Oh, the cat. The cat scared the dogs off. Was that my cat just did that shit? No, isn't the cat still in the house? Dude, did I let the cat outside? Dude, something scared those 2 dogs and it was hilarious, man. I bet you it's my fucking cat. Oh, look at my cat takes on 2 goddamn dogs at the same time. I love it, man. He's such a badass. They're just pussycats, but still, man. They're more of a pussycat than he is. Get you fired up. So let's just ask this. Do you think it was created by Bill Gates? I love to get you fired up. All right, well, you know, I'm not here to get fired up by you. Was that you that said sounds like communism? Good, I'm going to block you. Yeah. I'm here to just chill with my friends, dude, not be fired up by anybody. Suck my dick. How about that? I love to get you fired up. Are you kidding me? Really? Herman, what's up, buddy? Take with food? Nay. I don't ever take with food. Fuck that shit. I take fucking Advil. I don't ever take it with food. Who let the dogs out? Who says Karsten? Harles did. I believe it was Harley, Karsten. They are all right. Just shortness of breath. That's about all that's left over for now for my mother. Oh, man, I hope everybody gets out of this okay, man. This is the new normal. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Sadie. Jake Worthley. That's a neat mug. Oh, this was locally forged. A locally forged mug. Buy local, people. Start buying local. Start doing business with your neighbors, okay? It's time that you guys start learning how to barter. And, you know, I'm going to need some eggs. I'm thinking about getting them from my neighbor who I give cannabis to. You know, I give him cannabis. And I'm thinking, he's got eggs. I'll just go over there and be, bro, can I get like a dozen from you? And you know what? He'll be like, here, have 24. Guaranteed. And you don't need to go to a fucking store anymore to live, right? You've got to learn how to do that, though, man. You've got to learn how to do that. You've got to break it down, man. And breaking it down is hard to do when we've built up society to as in our minds what we feel is so great. It's not that great when you're dependent on a job, on a piece of... You're literally... Look, man. You're literally dependent on this piece of paper to survive. Almost every single one of you. Does anybody know what piece of paper I'm going to show you? Does anybody know what piece of paper I'm about to show you? You are dependent on a piece of fucking paper. This piece of paper right here. That's a problem, man. Because what if this fucking piece of paper fails? And then how are you going to get your stuff? How are you going to feed yourself? How are you going to eat? You know? You trade some eggs for some cannabis, the struggles of living in PA. Aaron, thank goodness I have chickens. Teresa, I'm jealous. I don't know the first thing about them. Yeah, money. Buy local. I always support local and try to trade and go on Facebook Market for stuff. Rolling papers says Love Chance. Barter is great. I was surprised none of you guys said a COVID mask. I thought somebody was going to come up with COVID mask. Yeah, I'm gonna take 4 Advil. I don't know what's going on up there, but my brain has a mind of its own. Did you guys think that was a funny joke? My brain has a mind of its own. I'm here all week, people. Okay, coffee and pills of pain relief. Like I said, I don't have a headache, but I feel like I might get one. So fuck you. Fuck you, pain. Take that. 4 fucking Advil right to the source. I ain't even gonna deal with you today. What? I can barely detect that this was even used with cannabis. That's how clean this fucking thing is. And I can smell a little bit around here. Isn't that cool, man? Just smell it and see if you can, how clean you got it. 99.9% isopropyl alcohol used over and over and over again with a little bit of kosher salt, but that's how I get this clean. I've been using the same alcohol over and over again for months, and it still gets my glass crystal clean. You guys that are throwing your alcohol away, watch my show, man. I'm here to save you money. I'm here to teach you these things. You don't have to throw your alcohol away just because it's black with resin. Okay? Now, just so you guys know, I'm going to show you the container. I mean, I'm not bullshitting you. I've literally got 5 gallons of alcohol. I've literally got a 5-gallon keg of alcohol. It's not 5 gallons left, but this is what I use to clean my bong. And I know what you might be thinking. You're like, dude, that's disgusting. Let me tell you something, man. I do this because I used to buy alcohol by the small little bottle. And some of you probably still do. You go into the grocery store or the pharmacy. I couldn't think of the name of the fucking pharmacy. Or you go into the pharmacy, right? And you buy a fucking 12 ounce or 24 ounce bottle, right? Of isopropyl alcohol. You could get the 75. A lot of you guys get the 75%. Some of you will get 90%. Get the 99.9%. Now, you're not going to find that mostly in a pharmacy or a grocery store. Some will, but not everybody. So, when you use a lot of alcohol, you find out it starts costing money. I mean, alcohol's not expensive, but when you use it all the time and you're throwing it away and you're throwing it away and you're throwing away, it is kind of expensive, you know? So I figured out that I could just reuse the alcohol. Yeah, it's dirty. Yes, it's dirty, but you know what? When you pour it in your glass, right? And you swish it around and then you pour it back in the same container, right? And then you just take a little hot water and soap and you just rinse this, it comes out looking like this. And this comes out looking like this. And you save it. And you have to keep a top on it or it will evaporate. It'll be gone within a couple of days. So you got to keep it in a container. You can also heat this up for 30 seconds in the microwave, but you got to remember to take the top off and you have to monitor it. It can blow up if you don't know what you're fucking doing. I'll heat this alcohol up. I'll get it warm in my microwave. I know I'm taking a risk when I do that. And I have had an explosion in the microwave before, but I had left alcohol in for like 5 minutes. I pour the hot alcohol in there, and I'm done cleaning my bong in seconds. Now, yeah, that's dangerous. Yeah, I don't recommend you do that, but I'm just telling you my secret. I generally don't share that information on the live show, but that's how I do it. And another way to do it is just get your tap water really hot, fill this up with hot water, and then let hot water run over the outside of the glass. It'll heat the glass up, and that will make the alcohol work. It'll heat the alcohol up when the alcohol goes down in there, and it'll melt through your resins much quicker as well. Okay, that's a good solid piece of education and information. I always throw you guys things like that. I noticed a thing on the internet today about people talking about, hey man, you can clean your glass with kosher salt and hot and alcohol. And I'm like, yeah, well, I literally put videos up on YouTube demonstrating that 10 years ago. So all of these kids that are on Twitter with dirty bongs, they don't even realize that the information has been on YouTube for years, but YouTube doesn't want them to see that stuff, so they suppress my videos. Like they suppress Graham Elwood's and Lee Camp's and Jimmy Dore's and everybody else's, you know, and H.A. Goodman's and the right-wingers. They suppress all of us, and especially the cannabis-flavored content. So if you can, just let people know that the information is there and let them know about Nays Garden. Tell them about naysgarden.com. Tell them about this show and see if we can get some more people here, man, because I love it when we have a large audience, and it makes me want to give you guys information and education. Because I know when I have 15 people here, I know it's all my same audience. You guys hear the same thing over and over and over again. So when we have a large number, I know there's new people here, and we can really reach some hearts and minds. We could talk about, you know, why we call it cannabis. And let me tell you this. Somebody that I got into it with on Twitter, not got into it, but, you know, just said I call it cannabis and this is why. About 3 months ago, and I remember we made a kind of thing about it here on the show because there was a guy on Twitter that you guys are following that didn't, you know, he thought I was being a little rude, and we kind of had words, and I tried to not had words, but we kind of had a discussion about it, and I explained it, and do you know that I believe the girl who was at the center of that literally put a post up on Twitter this morning, and it said, hey, whenever you guys are smoking cannabis in the morning, do you grind it up or do you let it sit out and dry out when you grind it up, or when you're rolling a doobie or something like that? She called it cannabis. Hey Chris, what's up, brother? And I noticed right away that she was the person that started the whole thing. She was like, where's my weed smokers this morning? And I said, I choose to call it cannabis or something like that. And then that guy, Snoop, whatever, he got in on it. And then all the trendies started getting in on it. You know, and then all his followers started getting in on it. And everybody was kind of going, meh, we call it cannabis. And they were like, no, we call it pot, weed, reefer, marijuana. You know, and it was all going back and forth. And I was like, wait, you guys call it what you want. It's cool. This is why we call it cannabis on my show. And we're not trying to control you. We're just telling you why we choose to call it cannabis. And you know what? A whole bunch of his audience, a whole bunch of his followers started liking the posts, and they started reading along, and they started listening. And I don't care if they're going to call it cannabis or not. I really don't. But when I see that one of them was at the center of all that controversy, she decided to start calling it cannabis, I know I'm doing my job right. And I know that people are listening. And it doesn't matter if she calls it cannabis or not. It really doesn't. What matters is that they're hearing the message of why there should be no law regarding cannabis. There should be no law regarding cannabis. Hashtag NLRC. Put it everywhere and let everybody know why there should be no law regarding cannabis. There should be no law regarding cannabis. And that starts the conversation. She called it cannabis on Twitter, and somebody's going to be like, huh, cannabis? Oh, I thought you were cool. I thought you were a cool weed smoker. Why do you call it that? And then she could say, well, I saw this guy, who was it? Was it Jonah, I believe, that got into it with them at the beginning? Or it could have been Doc or somebody, or Evan maybe even, that got into this with them and said, hey, Nate, can you come help me with this? They're listening, man. People will listen. And when you're nice about it and you explain the reasons why, you can have that conversation. When you fold your hands and you say, and you wag your finger and you say, you guys aren't intelligent, you guys aren't smart, and you guys aren't educated because you still call it marijuana, that's not going to win over anybody. Then they're going to grab a big bong and they're going to tell you, I'm putting my pot in my bong. I'm going to smoke my marijuana with my weed head friends, and they're going to use every fucking word that they possibly can to try to perpetrate you back because they feel like they are under attack. You have to stop the attack. It was Evan. You have to stop the attack. And you have to start the communication. And you don't ever push back. You don't push back. Okay, that's the thing. Try to say how you feel about something without attacking somebody else. Try to say how you feel about something without attacking their opinion or the words that they're using. I know I've been doing it wrong all this time. But I'm learning. We'll win more people over. And cannabis, that's the most important thing. We'll win more people over if we are nice. And my mother was right. You get so much further with sugar than spice. My mother was right. It's only taken me 52 years to start actually listening to her. Gonna smoke some of that mystery what? Some of that mystery what? Went over to Dino's, smoked some of this with him. Calling cannabis weed is like calling a beautiful woman a nag. Barb, I would never call you a nag, hon. How are you? How's the husband? How's the kids? I hope everyone is doing good. I saw some pictures of you guys playing in some caves in the snow. I don't ever go on Facebook anymore, but I had to do something. I had to re-add my Facebook channels, and I saw you on there when I was in there, and I was like, oh, they're still doing it. They're still doing the snow thing. That's cool, man. This is my old neighbor. Okay. We do miss you a lot. So this is that mystery what? This is the stuff that just magically grew out of my grow. So I was going to say, I took this over to look at that, man. Look at those buds. I took this over to Dino's the other day, and I said, help yourself, bro. Take whatever you need. And he grabbed some nice fat fucking buds out of there. I was like, take some more, man. Here, take some of this too. And Dino is, no offense to my friend Dino, he is a connoisseur. Okay, that's the nicest way to put it. He likes really good, high quality, super potent cannabis. I'm different. I enjoy the process of smoking. Right? I'm a fucking pyromaniac. I've always been a pyromaniac since I was a kid. Fire has always fascinated me. And I like the process of using the fire to smoke. So if I smoke something that's ultra super potent and I take one hit and I'm done, I get to miss out on all the fucking lighting and firing and smoking and smoke rings and the discussion, and everything that goes in between that process of smoking. it's a real compliment to me when someone like Dino smokes some of my stuff and starts grabbing buds and says, "This stuff's good, bro." You're like Dino? You just like smoking the fucking shit that makes you go knockout punch? Oh, I'm more like a smoke. See, it's like you just want to take a pill. Dave, if you could just take a pill that would make you feel the exact same way, is that what you would do? Because I got news for you. I wouldn't. I'm not doing this just to feel high. I'm not doing this just for the euphoria. I'm not doing this just for the coolness of being a cannabis guru on the internet and telling people fuck you. I'm doing it because I enjoy fucking with cannabis. I enjoy the glass. I enjoy watching the smoke. I enjoy blowing smoke rings. I enjoy the fire. I enjoy controlling it all. And it's like, those of you that drive a 5-speed manual transmission, hey man, I totally get it, man. You want to get your hands on it. You want to feel like you're doing it. You're part of the machine. Hey man, I want to fucking eat while I'm driving. It doesn't work as good for me, man. I want to be able to grab a hamburger or fucking fries and fucking eat while I'm driving down the road. That's why I prefer an automatic. But if I wasn't trying to stuff my fat fucking face with food while I was driving down the road, I'd be driving a manual transmission too. There's nothing wrong with getting your hands dirty, and I totally agree. Hey man, it's fun. There's a million things around this home that I could pay a neighbor, and I got plenty of capable neighbors, man, that love me, that would come over. I could pay them with cannabis, I could pay them with cash to do the menial labor around here that I don't want to fucking do. But you know what? I appreciate manual labor. I appreciate doing it myself. I don't mind working. I like the exercise. I fucking cut my fingers. I cut, look what I did. I literally turned a drill. This is the second time I got a drill injury. The drill fucking bit down and literally ripped my skin open, and I just kept working. I was bleeding down my hand. Didn't give a fuck about it. I know it's not a big cut, but I cut my finger right here, and it's doing the same shit. I was trying to install that gauge, and I slipped, and I fucking cut my finger, and then 5 minutes later, I was drilling the hole, and the fucking drill bit, it spun, and it caught my skin and ripped my skin apart. It was very painful. And you know what? I didn't give a fuck. I was having so much fun. I like the labor, man. I like working, and it's no problem for me to get my hands on something and work. This is a much smaller example, but hey, man, I'm not going down to Dino's house to buy an ounce from him. I'm not going to the dispensary to go get a little jar of dank. I'm a millionaire, man. I can afford it. No, I got a giant fucking grow. I go down there every day when I'm growing in grow season. I work my ass off and I grow the shit out of the ground. Then I harvest it. I dry it. I cure it. I trim it a little bit and I fucking smoke it. And you know what? I feel like I'm really living. I feel like I am getting my hands into the earth. And to me, it feels good and it feels right. And you know what? If goddamn society collapses, I'll be thankful that I've hardened myself for the last 10 years to doing physical labor. Because, man, this is nothing. This is not even scratching the surface of the kind of work you need to do to sustain yourself, to survive, to grow your own food. I could still go to the store and pick up some tuna fish whenever I want it, and I do. I pick up a thing of bagels. I've got Life cereal delivered to me from Amazon. Yes, they will deliver you breakfast cereal. Right? I don't do it to get high either. I just like the process and everything about it, and I love growing it. Well, I do like to get high, but it's also the manual process of it that I enjoy. What I said was I wouldn't take a fucking pill. If you gave me a choice, you put a fat fucking bong in front of me and you gave me an edible or a pill, which one am I going to do? I'm fucking hitting the bong every time because I love it. I love the process of it. I love saying cyber style, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't business for all. Cheers. And we don't really say that when we munch an edible, do we? But cheers. Smoke along. That's the first hit of the show, I think. That is flavor. That's flavor. And holding this in like this is what really gets me high. It's not oxygen deprivation. Not at all. You see, I'm breathing oxygen in while I'm holding it. See that? It's not oxygen deprivation, and I'm getting higher and higher and higher right now. Why am I getting higher and higher and higher? Why do you take a second bong rip? Why do you take a third or a fourth? That's why I hold my hits in. Hell yeah, Enoch. Now I need a fan. Holy shit. Ooh, that was a quick sweat. I would go for the edible. Has to be all the amenities. Yeah, we're different. I like the fire. I'm a fire guy. Fire. I like a fire. I'm a pyromaniac. I like the fire. I am a fire guy, that's for sure. Fire sign, man. If it was O2 deprivation, you'd be panting for air. Well, yeah. Or you could just hold your breath and get high, you know. I can't be the only one. Like all of it touching. Any ideas on what I can do? Nay, I took a tolerance break already. Could use your arm stuff. I don't understand your question, Karen. You didn't ask me a question. Many just exhale, and I see them get high as well, but buy more using of their cannabis. I love how you make me think, says David C. Baker Jr. That's the point, right? That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. You know, if I can get you to listen to me for an hour or two, man, I can get you to start looking at things differently. And I know that I've opened up a lot of minds out there. I've unlocked a lot of minds. And I know there's someone out there that supports Donald Trump that's starting to think, wait, yeah, and I grew up thinking that Jesus was real too. Or that, I remember when I was a kid and I used to wait for Santa Claus to come down the chimney. Oh my God, Nay, you just blew my fucking mind. Yeah, I've been lied to my whole life. You're welcome. You're welcome. Write a little essay on it, put it up on Twitter. You know, let people know that I unlocked your brain. Many just exhale, and I see them get high as well, but buy more using of their cannabis. Right, Carson, right. So they're wasting their cannabis. So you don't have to smoke as much. Hey, man, I'm not exactly in a position to worry about running out of cannabis up here. You know what I mean? I'm not exactly in that kind of a position. But I know that a lot of you are. And I know that a lot of you don't grow on this scale. And I know that I know this stuff. So why not tell you guys how to maximize your cannabis? You know, how to make it last the longest, so you know, and how to save money. I just have a high tolerance. I used to do hard drugs a year and 3 months clean. Maybe that's why. Who is your favorite rock band? My favorite rock band? Jimi Hendrix, The Experience. Favorite rock band. I mean, for three people to do so much on three instruments, you know, it wasn't just Jimi Hendrix. His fucking bass player was phenomenal. His drummer was a fucking entire orchestra on just the drums. I mean, they were three unstoppable forces that came together to make the Jimi Hendrix Experience. And there was never anything like it, and there never will ever be anything like it. They were the best of the best of the best. You know, they were the best of the best of the best. It's hard to find a guitar player singer as good as Jimi Hendrix at both singing and guitar playing. You know, a lot of people think, oh, Jimi Hendrix was the greatest guitar player to ever live. And that's true. Oh, that's fucking true. And he died at such a young age. He just think of what he could have done and he made it to 45 or 50, right? Jesus fucking Christ. Music would be totally different today if Jimi Hendrix was still alive. But his voice. But his fucking voice, man. When you listen to his voice, when you listen to him sing, Man, and you know, he didn't have the most accurate voice. He didn't have the most powerful voice, but he had the most heartfelt voice. It was the most honest voice. And you know, honesty rings louder and more true than anything else out there. And man, he sang about his personal experiences. He sang about the way he viewed people. He sang about the way he viewed the world. He sang about hardcore drugs. You know, he just was an unstoppable fucking force from every possible direction. My girl was on opioid. Cannabis helped her quit. We grow now, and thanks to you, we grew our first pound this year, going bigger next year. Jay! Thanks to you, we grew our first pound this year. Jay, I'm putting that on my Twitter. I mean, you guys could do me a big favor and retweet my tweets when I do this stuff. I'd appreciate it. It's Nays Garden at Twitter. Those of you who don't have Twitter accounts, go ahead and download it, man. Just take 3 minutes to download the app, and then just look up Nays Garden. It's easy. Nays Garden on the with the magnifying glass. You'll see the magnifying glass there off to the left. It's the third icon from the top. I'm sending this one to Arn Ra. Okay, let's close Twitter. If I keep it open, I'll look away. Okay, my meds aren't working. What can I do? My meds. Karen, I'm so sorry. I don't know what meds. Would you say earlier something about a tolerance break? I'm sorry, so sorry. I don't know what meds you're talking about. I don't know what condition you have. I am not a doctor, and you should not be getting medical advice from me. So, you know, just let me know what you're talking about. At least, maybe it is something I do know, but I'm not a doctor. So you have to take all of my medical advice with at least a single grain of heroin or another opioid. I've opened your mind, Evans. I love when people say nothing gets me high anymore. They don't know how to smoke. They've just forgotten how to smoke. Carson, oh yes, that's true. Remember, guys, hold your hits in. You'll get high again. Don't be scared. You're not going to give yourself lung cancer if you're just smoking good cannabis, okay? Through glass. Hold it in. I mean, I really don't recommend you do that with a joint. It's hard to do and it hurts. You know, if you're using glass, there's no paper involved. You're just smoking the cannabis. You can hold these hits in. You will get really high. You'll get more high than when you're smoking out of a doobie. And you'll smoke way less cannabis. COPD. You can't hold it in due to your COPD. It's almost 420. Some people take LSD to unlock the other side of their brain. I just watched Nays Garden for that. Unreal Enoch. What's up, buddy? Dab sweats are the killer. Janis Joplin. My favorite rock singer was Ozzy Osbourne. Mr. Blue. 710s. Mr. Blue 710s. Yep. Leonard Skinner. He was genius all from that time, especially. Jimmy is my favorite of them all. He's so unique in so many levels. High Pal, almost as shitty. Danny Anderson. I love Machine Gun by Jimmy. It's definitely an experience. Enoch. Mints. I was thinking about the song Machine Gun literally when I was having this conversation. That was the one song that was popping into my head. As you search U.S. population, you can tell the curve is starting to flat line. If this keeps up, it'll curve downward, probable for the first time in 1918. U.S. population. Really, Billy? Yeah, man. What meds aren't Karen off of? Cannabis meds. Oh, fuck! Karen! I'm sorry if I scared anybody out there. Karen just pissed me the fuck off. Karen, you do not call cannabis meds. You don't call cannabis meds. Okay? You don't call cannabis medicine. Ever. You call it cannabis. Remember that, Karen, okay? Fucking call it cannabis. You just wasted a shit ton of my fucking time and my audience's time because you refuse to call it cannabis and you use a fucking code word to refer to cannabis. I've already told you, On my live stream, we call it cannabis. We're not talking in code on my live stream. You're wasting my fucking time. All right, Karen? Jesus fuck. Enoch, I was smoking some white diamonds the other day, son. Man, got the best sleep ever. Really? Do you recommend holding in dabs? Yes, as long as you possibly can. Can I say what I'm smoking on here? If it's cannabis strain, yes. And I quit smoking cigarettes 4 months ago, but the damage is done. Well, no. You keep smoking cannabis and stop smoking cigarettes, and you'll be fine. God, Karen, you just fucking pissed me off. You see that, guys? Meds. And we're all like, what kind of fucking meds are you on? What are you talking about? I've been off my meds. What should I do? Do you see how much time she fucking wasted because she didn't want to call cannabis cannabis? Use the word, Karen. Use the word. I mean, seriously, you said meds. Everybody on here thought you were talking about psych meds. I guarantee it. We all thought you were going to come back with, well, I'm on Wellbutrin, or I'm on Paxil, or I've been taking, they got me on, whatever those fucking things were, the happy pills. They got you on some shit like that. You don't call cannabis meds. It's cannabis. It's fucking cannabis. That's why we call it cannabis. So we all know what we're fucking talking about here. You're not in the closet anymore. You need to be brave and start calling it cannabis. That term meds, medicine, cannabis medicine, medical cannabis, medical marijuana, all that shit needs to go down the fucking shitter and triple flushed. Stop using that terminology. It's not medical cannabis. It's fucking cannabis. How dare you, Enoch. Well said, buddy. Hey, Sandra. What? What? Are you looking at my belly? Nobody looks at my belly anymore, pal. It's unreal. Hey, it's a washboard stomach. I can bounce a washboard off it. Hey, it's a six-pack. I can rest a six-pack on top of it. Oh! You made me cry, neighbor. Thank you. It's okay, Karen. I hope that you learned your lesson. I hope you learned your lesson, and I hope you no longer refer to cannabis as medicine ever again. I hope you only use the word cannabis now. And if you had to cry in order for me to make my point, I'm okay with that if you are. A good cry sometimes can be a healthy thing because it will help solidify your emotions. If you're just trying to get over something, or you need to remember something, sometimes I get so happy I could cry. Sometimes I hear a song, or I'll sing a song, and it'll make me cry. It's true. So it's okay that you cried. I'm glad that you're feeling something, Karen. You totally learned your lesson? Good. Listen, I will rarely jump down your throat for too many things, but refusing to use the term cannabis in a conversation on my live stream is always going to get you jumped on. That's a big one. We love it. You're growing critical jack autoflowering. Okay, Sandy, don't grow autoflower anymore if you can possibly avoid it. It's the worst choice of anything that you can do. Try to go with something else besides an autoflower. The best reason for that is because Karsten Nay Gardner. What's up, Karsten Nay Gardner? I love it. Karsten Nay Gardner. I love it, buddy. I love it. I love your name. Wow, Karsten Nay Gardner. Anyway, auto flowering, and the reason why is because if you want to retain the strain, generally what you do is you take a cut of something, right? Or you take the original and you grow it as a mother plant, and then you take cuts off of that. You don't have enough space. Brother, I got great news for you, Sandy. You can start a plant in flower the day it sprouts. Okay, Sandy? You don't need autoflower to do that. Did I just blow your mind, Sandy? Look, if you have a sprout and you're like, this is how much space I have, it'll only grow this big. Well then, I only have this much space. Well then, when you're 2/3 to the top to where your lights are, to where you can be a foot away from your lights, right? 2/3 away from that spot. I'll explain that so you understand what I just said. No, you don't know. No, you don't know, or you wouldn't have said, I don't have enough space. You see, Sandy? No. You completely just said you don't have enough space. What are you, a fucking liar? You can't have it both ways. Either you knew you could have started plants, any kind of strain, flowering at any time, or you fucking didn't, and you put money and you spent money on the scam autoflower, which is exactly what you did. And now you're trying, and look, Love Chance just said autoflower is low yielding. Look at Sandy all trying to do this shit right now. I fucking love it. Dude, when you control the light like this, Sandy, you're not even making sense. We're only referring to an indoor grow, really. You're not making any sense at all. I am referring to your indoor grow, Sandy. You're totally doing this. You are Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble trying to take off in their little foot-propelled car right now. It's the longest drum solo of all time. You trying to have this conversation with me right now. You get it? Listen, Sandy. Any strain that you grow, like let's say you want a Jack Herer, you can get the Lemon Jack or the Jack's Cleaner. You can get straight Jack Herer, anything you want. You're not limited to just the few strains that they have in autoflower, because when you get you like that, I know Fred was it's a drum solo. When you get your plants to start sprouting, you turn your lights on 12 hours of darkness, 12 hours of light to start that flowering process. And boom, 2 weeks later, you're in flower. It doesn't matter whether you purchased autoflower or not. So don't ever let your idea that you don't have enough room, right, stop you from growing any strain that you want in any size that you want. You can. Any strain, any size, you're fine. You use the 12 and 12 rule when you want to turn the flowering on, and you keep it at 12 and 12. 12 hours of darkness, complete darkness, right? It's totally black inside there. That means there's no light leaks coming in. 12 hours of light. You don't disturb it during the 12 hours of darkness. You don't let the light in there. You don't fuck around with it or anything. You'll have a perfect grow. And you can have plants this big, start them in flower, and they'll be this big when they finish, and they'll have a bud at the top of each one that you'll be able to smoke. I mean, they're not going to be big. Hey, it's not going to be freaking big. Hey, sorry, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It ain't going to be no freaking giants or nothing, but you're going to have your, pathetic little amount of cannabis right there. It doesn't have to be autoflower. Yeah, correct, mate. That makes food same. No autoflower as popped a few seeds of auto and femmes. Glad I listen. All taste and no power. Stevie Ice. Right on, Stevie. I was thinking benzos. Better slow and great than fast and shitty with autos. Karsten. Big difference between photosensitive plants and autoflower is the yield. You can control how big you want your plant. You can even re-veg it and clone it, or even keep it in veg for a mother plant. Love Chance. Evans Garden 420. My closet is 4x4 and 7 feet tall. I think I get a good amount my first time growing in there though. 4x4, 7. Oh, bro. Yeah, you just leave your light. Make sure the plants never get within a foot of your light if your light is hot, unless you're using it. No, you're using one of those LEDs, right? So you don't really have to worry about the plants getting close to the lights. They're not producing too much heat. You can probably get within, what, 3 inches? Summer in New Zealand. All right, Caleb. Hello, brother. Cheers. Liquid Amber, Sandy Fraser. Middle of winter in Scotland. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're talking about an indoor grow. None of that matters. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Bum 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 ba na 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 bum ba da 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 da. Anywhere the wind blows. All right, so was that a fucking seed? It better not be. No, I think it was my skin. Thought I saw a seed, man. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. You know, every once in a while I think I'm smoking a seed. You know, it might be a husk. Start of a seed. It's always just my ultimate nightmare that I'm going to take a seed and smoke it and ruin what could have been something that could have been a whole new strain. No idea what it is, you know. It's like once this shit came out of my soil, what happens if you clone an autoflower? You can clone autoflowers, but the problem is this. You have to clone them before they start to fucking flower. It gets to be really hard to do. You can do it, but it's a lot of work. And that's why if you have something that's not autoflower, it's easy. You just fucking go back there and clone it whenever the fuck you feel like it, man. You don't have to stay on top of it. And keep cutting it, keep cutting it, keep cutting it while it's in veg. Because if you don't, it's going to fucking auto-flower. It's going to go into flower automatically. And that makes a plant probably, 80%, 90% harder to clone. They are harder to clone. And the reason why is the plant literally changes its physiology. Okay? It's amazing thing what the plant does when it goes from veg into flower. What it does is it stops growing leaves and shoots outward and up, right? And instead, that upward growth starts slowing down, and it starts growing flower growth from where the stems, where the little new stalks would come out. Instead, it literally changes what it's throwing out. It literally changes the matter. Instead of being green shoots and leaves, it's flower bud. It's an amazing thing to watch. Once that plant changes its physiology like that, it is hard to get it to go back into the vegetative state again, to go back to putting out shoot growth instead of bud growth. You can do it, and it's not impossible, and it's not difficult per se. You're just cutting clones like you normally would, and you're just hoping that it's going to work. you're going to get, when you've got a mother plant that is non-autoflower, just a straight up female, and you're taking clones off it, you're going to get close to 100% return if you're doing it right on every cut that you cut off that plant. Each one's going to be a whole other plant. You take 30 cuts, you're going to have fucking 30 plants. It's amazing. And you'll get 30 cuts really fast, man. It's crazy how fast that'll happen. Because when you take a cut, 2 more sprout out. And after a couple days, those could be cut, and then 2 more sprout out. And 4 more sprout out then. You know, and it gets exponential. So you've got all of these happening on 12 different branches all at the same time. You get all your cuts really fast. But if it's an autoflower plant, it starts growing, you take your cuts, and boom, it might start going into flower. And then it stops putting out those vegetative shoots, the cuts, the things that you clone, and it's just making buds. And that's the plant on its way out. That's the plant getting ready to die. Because it's in its mind, it's thinking it's done its thing. It's programmed to produce this flower and then drop seeds and die and continue the process. You know, it wants to get pollinated. It wants to be as stinky as possible and attract those insects and those hummingbirds, so it'll get pollen from other plants. And then those seeds the only way those seeds are going to get in the ground is when that plant falls over and dies. And then those seeds go in the ground and produce more plants. Racing across the land. Hence the term land race. In my uneducated mind. Hey, if you guys want, you could share this in a large group on Facebook right now for me. You guys can make this number go crazy, and it's on y'all if you want to do it. I can't do it because I'm algorithm down. You see how my content is. But if you don't mind my content and you want me to go longer on these shows and you want to see, you know, the message get out there about cannabis, calling it cannabis, there should be no law regarding cannabis, you know, and all the other things. And we talk about so many things. I cover so many things on this channel. You could literally write them all down and you'd have a giant list of topics that you could learn about. You could look at like you're reading a book and say, oh, I want to go to that chapter and learn about this. And we could talk about it for an hour. Oh, you want to talk about why the banning of cannabis resulted in human extinction? And you're like, well, did you just do a little Barney Rubble, Fred Flintstone there in the car for a second? Nay, did you just say that the banning of cannabis caused human extinction? Wait a minute, we're all still here. So what are you, lying? We're not extinct. Long draw off the cafefe. Oh, but indeed we are. We're in the throes of our extinction. We have already had folks die from our climate. Right? Okay, so let's say when I was growing up, what did I call cannabis? Pot, weed, dope, reefer, ganja, buds, dank, regs, mids, top shelf, medicine. Yeah, I didn't use every word. Green. Oh yeah, I called it green. I didn't use every word that you've ever heard, but those were the words that I used, and I had no, bro. Eddie. Or Eddie, I think you're Eddie. If you're Edie, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I can't tell. You could go back on my YouTube channel just about 3 or 4 years back, and you will hear me talking about let's smoke some pot. You know, let's smoke some weed. Go 3 or 4 years. I've changed. It's been an evolution. You know, it's maybe it's been more like 6 years or something. But you go back and you'll see it in my videos. And there's no need to use code words ever again. We are out of the closet. Welcome to society, cannabis smokers. You know, we've always been here. We've just been hiding in our closets. Our bong closets, if you wish to say, a little bit of the old bong closet hiding. Let's smoke here. I'm late on the bottom of the hour. No law. Schwag! No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism for all. Cheers. Cyber style. Huh? Karsten? Did you hear that, Karsten? Yeah. Man, the taste on this cannabis is insane. Wonder how Dino's liking it. It's Monday. I wonder if he's back at work. So I was reading on the internet, his blockage is down in his lower intestine. And he might poop it out. And if he doesn't over the net, if it gets worse, I have to take him to the vet. Because there's no telling what the object is that's inside him. He's very tired. He's just sleeping all day. But I'll make sure to take him out on the leash, and walk him around everywhere and get his, metabolism going, and hopefully we can push it out. They told me what to feed him, to push it out. Dry dog food, actually, they said is really one of the best things you can give a dog that's got something stuck inside there. If they're still going to the bathroom. If they're just vomiting up, you got to take them to the vet. I got to take care of my buddy. I almost took him to the vet this morning. And I was reading on the internet from a bunch of different sites. It just depends on what he ate. I was thinking it could, I saw him chewing on a big fucking acorn. They got these big giant acorns out here, but he usually just chews on them and spits them out. He eats cardboard, probably. He may have eaten a plastic baggie or wrapper, something on the floor. I don't know, man. Eskimo. Karen, it's horrible. Better. Yeah, get better. Get better. Definitely. Oh, man. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day outside, man. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful time to go driving around out here in the mountains because you see all these leaves changing color, and it's just beautiful when you look up in the mountains and see it's just this yellow and red exploding off the sides of the mountains, man. I mean, I've got beautiful yellows right here in my yard. I'm looking at it right now. I've got it right here. Oak tree right there. Oak tree right there. Bright yellow, like canary yellow. Here, look. Oops, sorry. Okay, come on. Will it do it? I got to get that bright part right in the middle. Bright Bart. Bright part. Not Bright Bart. I was thinking about Bright Bart. Man, it's just a little too white. A little too bright. But, man, just near the top, man, I got bright yellow leaves, man, hanging down. Oh, it's so pretty. He's so pretty. He's so pretty. Quarter of the hour cheers. Hell yeah. It's green palms. Got a Twitter, was following trendy as dabbers, but now on Nays Garden. Jay. Yeah, you guys, make sure you unfollow that trendy as dabber account. It doesn't have an S at the end. That's a fake account. Whoever made that, they don't even use that account anymore. I have a feeling they forgot their password and they're locked out of their own account. It's funny because there's been no activity. Nobody's logged in on it. Or maybe they died. That's interesting. They may have died. Little brush there. I'm getting better at that, huh? Missed the color changes. Yeah, I'm not used to seeing it, you know, growing up in Florida, but out here it's crazy. Especially those red ones, man. Hey, Flip, what's up? Wow, this thing's doing better. I put triage oil on it yesterday. That's doing a lot better. Yule. You know, Karen, I don't know who you are. And I don't, I'm not going to try to figure out where you're coming from. But just so you know, it's rude when you come on somebody's podcast and tell them that they look tired. Okay? That's rude. Supreme Court got involved Friday. Selected all conservative judges in the swing states. Selected all. Huh? Lickety. What do you mean? What do you mean selected all conservative judges in the swing states? What does that mean? I don't understand what. It's funny you say, what does this mean? I'm asking you, what does it mean what you just fucking said there? selected all conservative judges in the swing states? Huh? What does that mean? And not your what does this mean? What does that mean what you just said right before that? I don't understand your question at all. Prithram, Foggers. Dino did and he almost fucking died, Bab Blue Jaws. Pyrethrin foggers are very dangerous. Just know that. He had to go to the hospital. Had to put him on oxygen. The Supreme Court of the United States selected conservative federal judges that were conservative to take over this voter issue. Yeah, what lickety split? What voter issue? I mean, which have they is one before the Supreme Court? Is there an issue in front of the Supreme Court right now? Yeah, I almost poisoned myself the other day. Okay, thanks. I won't use them. You're welcome. I use a 0.01 pyrethrin in my, that's in Safer Soap, Endol, in my spray, my atomizer. I always wear a mask because you are in there while you're spraying it. But it's 0.01, I believe, is the concentration of pyrethrin in Safer Soap, Endol. But I would also mix in organocide with that as well. A very small amount, if you can get away with it, and dish soap. Lickety, you're having a really hard time. You know, if there's a case that's in front of the Supreme Court, H.A. Goodman's going to be talking about it. Just in, First Lady Melania Trump receives final Christmas tree. Two hours ago, from the Hill, Trump legal team unravels as Kraken fails to materialize. Court losses pile up. We should watch that. Let's watch that. Nobody's talking about what you're talking about. I'm not on the state level federal. The federal judges in the state have been switched to conservative judges. I'm not confused as much as you are. That's why I don't know if you read anything on that. It's all over the place. But it's not being shared on the mainstream media. This happened Friday. What happened Friday? My stupid friend that thinks he knows how to grow told me to switch my lights to 12 to 12 to see the sexist side. I told him I'm not taking in his advice anymore. Yeah, don't fucking switch to 12 and 12. Do not do that. You'll find out soon enough, Evan. Just be patient, bro. And keep the females separate from the ones you don't know yet. They fired crazy lawyer. Shouldn't she be packing? Says Teresa Steven. You're saying you're confused? That's why you're asking me? You're giving me information, Love Chance. You're giving me information from a source I have no idea where you're getting it from, right? It doesn't seem you're making it sound like there's some kind of case going in front of the Supreme Court, but then you didn't tell me what the case was. Then you say it's a local problem in one of the swing states. You're not telling me which state it is. It's kind of weird. You have like no information on it. All right. Well, lickety split. Stop texting me from your car or I will block you. Okay? Don't text. I know you're using voice to text. I don't want you looking down even for a second to click send. Or you probably just tell it to send, don't you? Your channel, I was wondering if I finally found you. I've been searching for my whole life. Good morning, Mr. Gardner. The end is near. The end is near. The end is near. And you have come to the right channel. You found me. I am the old man at the top of the mountain. Now, are you one of my old viewers that's trying to come in and pretend that you're somebody else on a new channel? The end is near. Or should someone go to the End is Near's channel and just see if it's an established channel? Or they call me Nay. It's like you're intentionally not calling me what everybody else is calling me. Okay. N-A-Y. The end is near. N-A-Y, bro. Call me Nay. They call me Nay. Call me Nay. Love Chance. That wasn't me, Nay. I'm just commenting, lol, about Dab. It's lickety split. Love Chance. About to hold in a fat dab. If I don't comment within 50, then call the paramedics. Yes. Cheers, I smoke one. Okay, I've asked some questions. I'm waiting for the answers to come in. Evan's like, okay, I knew he was an idiot. Yeah, don't put your plants in flower and then try to put them back in veg. You can shock the plants, for sure. Hermaphrodite your whole fucking grow. Tell your friend thanks that he's a fucking douchebag for putting your entire grow at risk. And tell your fucking idiot friend he needs to watch my show every day. That's my prescription for him. That idiot motherfucker needs to come in here and start learning a thing or two. And stop trying to act like he can tell you how to fucking grow. It's a good thing you found me, Evan. It's a good thing you found this channel. I mean, I can just give you the basic information that people just fuck you up on. Your plants will show sex soon enough. Sooner than you'll want. I'm sure. You go out there now, you'll probably be able to sex them all right now. Top of the hour, guys, coming up here. Cheers to that. None of these people are going to answer my questions. Okay. Weird. Huh. Okay, that's fine. Gotcha. Nice to meet you. No, this is my first time viewing. Ah, okay. Cool. Yes, you did find the old man on the mountain you were looking for. I literally am an old man on a mountain. You've helped so much already. Right on, Jinmin. Cheers, David C. Baker Jr. I recently had to cut a clone from a flowering plant. It did re-veg with no problems. My guess is strong genetics. Strong genetics? No, I mean, like I said, you'll be able to do it. It's just not as easy. And, you know, you just do the same thing, and chances are you'll get one to fucking pop. But the Jack Harrer clone that I have down there came from a flowering, you know, a piece that had flowering on it. Came from a flowering plant. But the clone itself, you know, it may not have had hairs on it. I can't remember, actually. It probably did, though. And it probably had to switch back into veg. You know, you could take a box and like a cardboard box and just put a little LED light inside the cardboard box, battery powered LED light, right? And just leave it on all the time. And when your plant is growing, inside or outside, you could take one or two of the branches and put a little tiny hole in that box and put the branches through into the box and move the box up against the plant at the bottom of the plant. So just those branches are going into the light, right? When you're going into flower, and make sure you cover up the hole where the branches are going in with a little bit of tape so it's black. You don't want any light coming into your dark room. And by leaving those little branches in that light, they will stay in veg. The rest of the plant will flower. So if you want to try that, it'll work. You can definitely have flowering and vegetative growth on the same plant at the same time. Generally, the lower growth is the growth is the slower to bud up, and the upper growth will generally produce flowering faster. Did I come up with that? Well, I thought of it. I'm sure somebody else has done it. Yeah, it seems to be a lot of things that I will tell people, yeah, I invented that or whatever. People have already tried or they're doing. I know it works from just in the grow, seeing plants that are hybrided out like that. Like it'll be hybrid stage. It'll be bottom of the plant will be in veg, the top of the plant will be in flower. I need a clone I'll take from the bottom of the plant when the top is flowering, because there's no flower growth on that lower shoot. You know? It's just common sense. You're not exposing what you don't expose to light isn't going to have a problem. If you're just exposing part of the plant, only that part of the plant will be affected. It's like that with a lot of things. You know, sometimes on a plant, you'll just find a part of it that's infected with bugs. Sometimes on a part of a plant, you'll see part of it that is in a different stage of flowering than another. You'll see buds that have trichomes on them, and you'll see other flowers that don't have trichomes on them yet. Different parts of the plant. And the bigger you go, the more prevalent this is. You know, when you get bigger plants, like the ones outside, it's crazy. It's like a whole plant is an ecosystem unto itself. You have a 250-gallon pot underneath it, and you've got earthworms that literally just come out of the soil. You've literally got cannabis that just grows magically out of the soil. You know, it's an ecosystem. Things are just happening. I got mushrooms. I got lizards. You know, there's birds flying around in there, dropping seeds, eating tomatoes. You know, tomatoes are falling back in. You know, zucchini's popping out of the soil. It's full of bacteria. So you've got just one plant. It's a whole ecosystem. You've got growth that's doing one thing. You got growth that's doing something else. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing, man. And you can cut off all that lower growth, you know, and just focus on the top growth. You know, you have giant buds at the top and have nothing at the bottom. Or you can be like me and just leave it all. You know? I did fairly well, but, you know, there's probably people that are pulling 20, 30 pounds off a single tree, too. You know, and I probably got 6 pounds off of that, off of plant number 1. I probably pulled 6, right? Didn't we measure that? It was 6 pounds. Yeah, it was. It was 6 pounds, 5 ounces or something like that of untrimmed, right? Or we did it on a show. But 6 pounds is good, you know? 20 pounds is fantastic. And you can do that. You know, you're in 1,000. I'm in a 250-gallon pot. You can be in a 1,000-gallon pot. I'm putting vegetables all around mine. You don't need to do that. You could just concentrate on the cannabis itself. But, you know, I just figure I got all this real estate. you know, there's room, man. There's room for veggies down there. Yeah, well, it's up to you. It's personal preference of if you're gonna prune or not. You know, people who do prune the bottom of their plants, they fucking swear by it. They swear that they're getting, you know, higher quality at the top. They swear that they're getting, you know, or more yield or whatever. And I'm always like, what are you comparing that to? Another plant that you didn't do that to? Because let me tell you something. I grew a Jack Herer plant right next to another Jack Herer plant. And you know what's funny? One produced 6 pounds and the other one produced almost 2 pounds. And there was nothing to do with chopping or whatever. It was just the plants grew differently. So how are you telling me that that doing that is yielding more? You know, it's like, what are you comparing it to? You can even tell me you did 20 plants like that, and I did 20 plants like this. And on the 20 plants, they all came out one way. And on the other 20 plants, they all came out the other way. Did you? Show me that fucking experiment. The ones that you cropped and the ones that you didn't crop. Was that grown outdoors or indoors? It was outdoor in a grow house. I've got a greenhouse. I have to fix the plastic on. Here, it doesn't look very attractive right now because the plastic is half blown off of it. But here, I'll show it to you. There's a live shot of my greenhouse right now in the state in which it stands, where I'm too lazy to go out there and fix that plastic because I'm a horrible, horrible, lazy fucking person. I'm a horrible 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 person. I need a sign to remind me. I need a sign. I need a sign to remind me. 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 God damn it! When at that moment you discover you're just out of coffee. And you only got one drop left. It was grown inside there, 6 plants. Averaging, probably averaged 3 pounds a plant this year. Not bad. I like what Jimmy Dore has to say. Artie Faust, what did Jimmy Dore have to say, buddy? How long did you veg them for? Almost 6-7 months, probably. You know, I usually start in January. Growing something. My buddy Dino, he's already got all his sprouts. His plants are going, man. He's already got all his seeds planted and everything. He's ahead of me. And he knows that mine are still going to be bigger. I can wait, and my plants are still going to be bigger, and I'm going to yield fucking 10 times as much as him. You know? Maybe not. I'm not going to yield 10 times as much. I'm going to yield twice as much, as at least. Maybe 3 times. Yeah, maybe 5 times, man. I don't know. I'm assuming he probably got 3 pounds this year off of his plants. Maybe 4. I got 22. So yeah, 5 times. I don't know how much he got. He could have got 100 pounds for all I know. I'm assuming from when I went and looked at his grow. How long did you veg them for? We need to unite against both these motherfuckers, Dems and Republicans. No, Artie, you got it backwards. You got it backwards. We need to join together with the Democrats and Republicans against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's what we all, you're looking at it the wrong way. Okay? We all have to get along. We all have to be friends. Now, I call the Republicans on their bullshit on Twitter. I know I got on there and I fucking raged, tweeted this morning. You know, that seems like it was almost like a word invented for me. But I got on there, I raged, tweeted, at people that were saying that, you know, Donald Trump won this election. And I think I got my point across. Okay, Artie, you probably got 2 instances open of my show. You probably got 2 instances open. Yes? Let me know. I've got my sound on, yes? Just to make sure I don't see anything playing through. Chat. No, I don't see an echo. You've probably got 2 windows open, Artie. You get better bandwidth with 1 window open, bro. You get better bandwidth with 1 window open, bro. Or maybe you got maybe you're like on a page where you're like in between a group and my page. It's playing me in a group at the same time. I don't know. It probably sounds pretty cool. Race fan Sunday. Monster Truck Madness! That's right, the Monster Madness trucks will be here again to rip up the dirt! Don't miss it! Saturday too. Was it good with an echo? I bet that sounded great with an echo. I would have loved to have heard that with an echo. Monster Truck Madness! The baddest trucks you've ever seen! Tractor pulls and the evil Brontosaurus Rex! Here to eat cars in front of your faces! In front of your stunned and shocked faces! It's a fire-breathing night of madness! Don't miss it. I should be a voiceover artist. Right? Artie's got it, right? One more, man. There, we got one more. One at a time, buddy. Now we just got to get Jimmy Dore on our side. Listen, if Jimmy Dore is telling you we have to... Look, let me put this a different way. Charlie Kirk is producing rhetoric on Twitter that is basically instructing his followers to get ready for civil war. There's ladies on Twitter who are posting that they're getting ready for civil war and they want to know who all of their fellow patriots are. And I'm like, Democrats aren't patriots? Only Republicans are patriots? What kind of a mindset is that? Does that even make sense? My fellow patriots. What, only supporters of Donald Trump are patriots? Oh, wait, I don't think you understand the definition of the word patriot. Okay, Google. Patriot definition. That was interesting. Someone who supports the country, and then someone who supports less interference by the federal government is a patriot? Huh. I could see problems with that from so many different directions. It's like I don't even want to fucking touch it. And you know I will. You know I'm going to go into it. I'm going to step right into this quicksand. I'm going to sink right down, and you guys are going to have to pull me out. I better do a bong rip first. All right, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism, tisms for all. It is quarter of the hour, cyber style. And a cheers to all of you good people that are here watching the show. I hope you're enjoying it. And I hope you do remember to share this in a large group on Facebook. And I hope you remember to join my big channel that's coming up on Wednesday, the release of the channel after a 90-day shutdown over a copyright strike on a video that I uploaded in 2017 over a shelf making video. Somebody who makes shelves copyright struck me. Cheers. I hate when I feel like I get smoke in my eye or something. Ugh. While I'm blowing smoke rings. You guys think I'm flirting with you. Batting my eyelashes at you. Thanks, Bill. Who are you sending positive vibes? Oh, to Rogi? Oh, thanks. Is Rogan going to make it to the vet? I don't think I'm going to take him to the vet at first. I'm going to see, because he's still eating. I'm going to see if dry food kicks it out. Whatever it is. Last night, this morning, I took him out and he pooped just fine. He pooped just fine. So I'll wait for him to wake up. He's resting. He threw up after he pooped, though. He came inside the house. I had this paper laid down here on the floor. I got this paper laid down here on the floor, and he threw up right next to it. But this is what was crazy. I took a because I had Stanley Steamer come in here and they put this stuff on the carpet. It's like a Scotch Guard. It's fucking crazy. I went and I got the dustpan, a plastic dustpan, and I literally scooped his vomit up off. It was the largest amount of vomit I've ever seen in my entire life. I literally scooped it up with a single scoop from the fucking dustpan. It all came up off the carpet. I looked at the carpet was fucking dry. I was like, oh my God, there was just a couple of little pieces of food and a little saliva there after that I didn't get. I went, I dumped it down the sink, washed it off, came back, got the rest, cleaned it off, got a paper towel, got the little food particles off, wiped it up a little bit, threw it away, got a bunch of paper towels, it just kind of cleaned the area, and the paper towels were like almost fucking totally clean, man. He threw up like this. It was as wide as the dustpan. It was just the perfect size. It was huge. It was this tall. Oh, he's waking up, my little baby. Hello. Are you waking up, buddy? Watered down apple juice. You keep saying juice. Did he eat something bad or is the baby sick? Yeah, he ate. I think he's eaten something he wasn't supposed to eat, and I think it's because he's throwing up. It's possible he ate one of those fucking plants from my neighbor's, but I don't know. He may have found something at my neighbor's house. He may have picked up a piece of electrical tape. I was thinking, you know, because I've been doing a lot of work with electrical tape, and he chews on shit when I'm out there working on the Roxer. He'll pick stuff up. I wouldn't mind giving his ear a good cleaning right now while he's nice and tired. Putting some triage oil in there. Right now. it's nice and smooth like that, alright? Here, let's put this in here. I know you like when I do this, don't you? He likes when I do this. Just put all kinds of triage oil in there. Look at how he lets me do it. So we'll put this all in here. I don't mind cleaning his ears because I know it makes him feel so much better.
You gotta throw up. He's like, I gotta puke.
I try to give him a kiss, he'd probably just throw up all over me. Blech. Like little Kenny.
Kenny!
Not Kenny. Stan. Let's see if that makes your ear feel better. Alright? How about that? What do you say about that? Yeah. Has he held down food? Well, he pooped. But he threw up. Hey, Ice, what's up, son? You know, he pooped, but then he threw up. So it's like hard to tell. I'm gonna give him a whole bunch more food today when he's ready to eat. You hungry? Are you hungry? I'm gonna put you know, some hard food. Maybe I'll give him his egg. You want eggy? Look at the way he's looking at me. He knows everything I say. You hungry? You a hungry hippo? You want an eggy? You want eggy? You hungry? You want an eggy? What else do I say to him? You want some food? Nom, 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 nom. You hungry? He's like, I'm choking back the puke right now. War Order says, Nay, can you please do your voice bit? It cracks me up. Which voice is your favorite, War Order? I actually do a lot of voices. There's 25. You want me to read them all off to you and then you can pick one, okay? Let's do it like that. Oh, I wanted to watch this video with you guys too, man. Let's not forget that. Holy fuck me up my... Well, hold on a second. Fuck. Here we go. Here is the list. All right, you ready? Now, I don't do all of these perfectly, and some of them I don't do at all, but it's just the list that I was working with. It's basically all I got. It's all I got. Billy Mays, Phil Swift, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Bernie Sanders, Chip Diamond, Rip Taylor, Harvey Firestein, Mitch McConnell, Al Pacino, Sophisticated Nay. Oh, he's a good one. Trendy Nay, that's me. Don King, son. Captain Kirk, Joey Diaz, Pee Wee Herman. Special Nice, Cheech Marin. No, I don't do that one. Rain Man, dude, and Bro doing dabs, dude. Howard Cosell, Joe Exotic, Oh Tiger, James Cagney, Saul Rosenberg, Jay Leno, Alex Jones. There, of course, you're not gonna forget Alex Jones. Richard Simmons. Cenk Unger. Ben Shapiro. Uh, uh, mm, mm. Sling Blade. I like to call it a Sling Blade. Oh, Dr. Oz. And then there's the exasperated guy. There's old blues man with harmonica. I'm gonna tell you some stuff. You all might not want to have to hear it. I do not understand, guy. Don't yell at me, guy. Don't do it. Don't yell at me. Don't. There's that guy. Talk like that. Don't do it. There's that guy. All right, so let's see. Who was it? What's going on here? It was Iceman's here, so that means we're smoking, motherfucker. What? Psst. Shut up, yo. Cheers, Ice. Oh, it was War Order. Oh, you want to hear Chip Diamond? Hey, he's not from freaking New York, pal. He's from Chicago. Shut up. What are you saying, freaking New York? Unreal, pal. Nobody even does New York anymore, pal. What do I gotta go all the way back here? I gotta go all the way back to Chicago and kick your ass to the curb, pal. Unreal. You don't want none of this. You don't want none of this, pal. Not even on my worst day, pal. What'd you learn about that on your BlackBerry? Nobody even has those anymore. Unreal, pal. Unreal. Unreal, pal. I'm up here, pal. You see this? Unreal, pal. You know, New York. He comes up here and says New York is freaking Chicago. Unreal, pal. What are you doing? Nobody's even doing that anymore, pal. Unreal. Just gotta find out where he puts his. He's got like this. What are you doing? I could have done that myself. I could have done that in 5 seconds, pal. What are you even doing? Why don't you come over here and do it? I ain't got the dime, pal. Unreal. I ain't got the dime, pal. Was that the guy? That's Chip Diamond as portrayed by Ed Bassmaster. That's as portrayed by Trending A. But War Order, you need to go on YouTube and type in Ed Bassmaster and look for all of his Chip Diamond stuff. He does a whole bunch of characters. He fucking puts me to shame, bro. He does characters like, you know, he's really, really, really good at it. He's literally been on television in character as a host for a TV show for Car and Driver. This guy's fantastic. So when I'm doing that, I'm doing him doing that guy that he's made up with. He's got like this really horrible tacky sweater that he always wears, long sleeve. There's one video where there's him and there's this little mini guy, really small guy next to him wearing the same sweater doing everything that he does. That one's fucking hilarious. I think it's called Microchip. Yeah, Microchip. Chip Diamond and Microchip. It's so fucking funny, man. It's fucking perfect, man. He doesn't get as much attention as he deserves. He's so fucking funny. That's why I'm always doing that, to try to promote him too, man, so people find out about him. You know? I wonder if I make him some food, he'll want to go outside, and we'll try to get this thing worked out of his butt, whatever the hell is fucking in there. I must intervent here. You're good too. He doesn't let you shame. I found the channel now. Thanks, bro. You're welcome, War Order. You know what? Would you please let him know that Nays Garden sent you? Let him know Nays Garden from YouTube sent me. And my big channel, Nays Garden, guys, it's going to be available in 2 days for live streaming again. That's on Wednesday. Make sure you're subscribed to it now, though. Go find it. Just all you got to do is go to YouTube, type in Nays Garden in the search. And it's the one that's got 25,800 subscribers, I believe. I haven't checked in a long time, so let me see. Plus, we're going to watch this video. So while I'm checking that, we're going to watch this video. I love these two, man. These two are great. Check out this show, okay? It's called Rising from the Hill. Okay, you can subscribe to them too. It's a very good, unbiased type of show because they're you got someone on the left and someone on the right that keep each other in check, man, and they both agree on almost everything. You know, so it's really, and they're really, really good, man. So here, check this out while I look this up.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. We have an amazing show for everybody today. What do we have, Crystal?
Indeed, we do. We've got Zed Jelani on to talk about a bunch of big media moves. Ezra Klein leaving Vox, Matt Iglesias leaving Vox. Of course, a lot of people moving to Substack. What is going on in the media sphere? Something we are keenly interested in. We also have Matt Brunegon. He's going to dig into the proposal for Joe Biden to use an executive order to eliminate some or all of student debt. What would the actual impact of that be? There's big Biden world moves that we're going to get into with the panel today, including some cabinet picks that have been made. But we want to start with the latest in the never-ending election of 2020.
Yeah, this is quite something. So we brought you that incredible Giuliani and Sidney Powell press conference on Friday, our reactions to that. Of course, at that time, Sidney Powell she's a lawyer who's alleging, massive, large-scale voting in terms of millions of votes changed, according to her, by Dominion voting systems. This was something pushed by the president. It was something that was directly held up by Giuliani and the Trump team at that press conference. Well, over the weekend, it seems Trump has had enough of Sidney Powell. All of a sudden, this statement just came out yesterday from the Trump legal team saying, quote, Sidney Powell's practicing law on her own. She is a member of the Trump, not a member of the Trump legal team. She is not a lawyer for the president in his personal capacity.
Pretty cold.
I have a lot of questions. How does one practice law on their own? Because as I understand, you need to have a client when you're representing someone. So who are you representing? I actually would love to know. That's one thing. The second thing is, wow, so the Kraken, it turns out, was basically what they released, and it was not enough in order for the Trump team or for the president to stick by her. It's just a colossal embarrassment to their team, and it's something that, entirely predictable when you're going to play along with this stuff, but she seems unfazed, Crystal.
Yeah, she does seem unfazed. She released some statement on Twitter that was like, I understand the statement.
Yes.
Okay.
She just said, I understand the statement.
Hard not to understand that statement, frankly. I mean, let's be clear, she didn't really level any charges that others on the team aren't also going along with. She was at that press conference. They're all there nodding along. So everyone was on the same page with this insane Dominion vote, which you've dug into more than I have. Hugo Chavez, before he was dead, rigged it, and she alleged that Brian Kemp, governor of Georgia, who is one of the, Trumpiest governors in the entire country, was taking payments from communists to rig this for Joe Biden. I mean, it's completely bonkers, but let's be clear, she was not any more bonkers than the rest of the remaining team. My guess is this was more and you tell me if this strikes you as what actually happened here. President's not happy. They need a scapegoat. Giuliani decided to throw him under the bus. So that's really what's probably going on behind the scenes here so that he can protect his own payday as long as humanly possible.
This is the Trump criminology I used to do as White House correspondent, and you are 100% correct. We actually have some sound of her yesterday. She's not backing down, by the way. She, even in her statement yesterday, she put the Kraken is coming or something.
It was Kraken on steroids, I think is what she tweeted.
That's scary. If for anybody who's watched that Pirates of the Caribbean movie, she was on Newsmax yesterday to expound a little bit on this more. Let's take a listen to what she continues to say.
Jordan Sekelo said that there's going to be a filing soon in Georgia that would be explosive. Can you tell us anything? Can you make some news with us here tonight? Tell us anything new that you're going to present in that filing in Georgia.
Well, I can't say that yet, but hopefully this week we will get it ready to file,
Cindy, what's
and it will be biblical.
Biblical.
okay? And that was also when you talked about Brian Kemp is part of this conspiracy, allegedly. Look, this is total nonsense. And for all of you, I hear a lot from people who are like, why are you not, giving credence more to this? They said, why would she put her, her reputation on the line if she didn't mean it? Well, now you have the answer, which is even the president doesn't even think it's so. And as we all know, I immediately saw even more conspiracy. Be like, the Trump team disavowed her because she was part of the elite strike force team, and maybe she's getting paid by somebody even bigger than Trump. I mean, this is just complete and total nonsense. And this is really what's been unleashed as a result of this. And
It was not the Kraken that was unleashed.
not
It was
the Kraken. It was
whatever
just, this complete and total idiocy. And Chris Christie, who, advises the president, was his lawyer, transition team, all of that, was asked about this on ABC News, and he basically destroyed her. Let's take a listen.
Is it finally time for this to end?
Yes. And here's the reason why. The president has had an opportunity to access the courts. And I said to you, George, starting at 2:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning, if you've got the evidence of fraud, present it. And what's happened here is, quite frankly, the conduct of the president's legal team has been a national embarrassment. Sidney Powell accusing Governor Brian Kemp of a crime on television, yet being unwilling to go on TV and defend and lay out the evidence that she supposedly has. This is outrageous conduct by any lawyer, and notice, George, they won't do it inside the courtroom. They allege fraud outside the courtroom, but when they go inside the courtroom, they don't plead fraud and they don't argue fraud.
I mean, that's something that we have tried to say here over and over again. They can say whatever they want when they're not under oath, but when they are, there's nothing. Giuliani has even said, quote, this is not...
And for someone like Karsten out there, Karsten, the guy who just said that about the Trump administration was a Republican, was a Trump guy. He worked for the Trumps in the White House during this administration. Just so you know, that's the guy that just said it's time for them to move along.
A fraud case in a Pennsylvania lawsuit that they just went on to lose at this Pennsylvania Supreme Court.
Well, and this is why from the beginning, as people all around were getting a little bit hysterical, we tried to just focus in on, okay, what have they actually filed? What are the hard claims that they're making here, and how are they being handled by the courts? An incredibly significant one unfolded this weekend. One of their most significant lawsuits in the state of Pennsylvania.
It's one of his own people saying, dude, it's time to step down.
With prejudice, which means that they cannot amend it and refile it in the same court. They can appeal the judgment, which I believe that they are doing. But the judge here, who, by the way, is a conservative Federalist Society person who came up through the ranks, but was appointed by Obama, I should say, just absolutely excoriated the case that they tried to make here, calling it Frankenstein's monster, and really lambasting them for offering no legitimate reason for what would in effect disenfranchise Pennsylvania's 7 million voters. So one more court case that, never really stood a chance, but this judge particularly blistering in issuing this judgment ultimately.
Yeah, that's right. Which brings the total number of cases to 234. And as we mentioned, the two that they are, the one they won, now the other are largely procedural ones, or like poll watching stuff where you can step, you can step a few feet forward.
Right.
That's about it.
Congratulations.
In terms of the main, and the Trump campaign claims that they're going to file in order to appeal that up to the U.S. Supreme Court. But currently, they've only are seeking expedited appeal on their ability to amend their now dismissed Pennsylvania lawsuit.
Okay, now, Karsten, this guy right here, he's like a Republican. He might not be a full-on Republican, but he might be an independent that leans way right, but he's always coming from the right, which is from the Donald Trump side. Keep that in mind, too. And listen how critical he's being of the Trump administration.
not seeking expedited approval on ruling on the merits before the Supreme Court. Again, this is important because the campaign puts out a statement saying they're going to appeal it to the U.S. Supreme Court, but their legal filings do not represent that case. And that's what we want to keep drumming down for everybody.
Okay. Maybe that is what that guy was talking about earlier. He's probably already left. But that guy that was on the stream earlier that was saying, hey, what about the Supreme Court case? And I'm like, what Supreme Court case? And he said, it's one of the battleground states, right? Well, it could be about the voting machines too. He said it's and I was like, what state? And I don't think he knew. There, and he just said they threatened a Supreme Court case, but there is none.
Point. There is when you say you have the evidence, and important because the campaign puts out a statement saying they're going to appeal it to the U.S. Supreme Court, but their legal filings do not represent that case, and that's what we want to keep drumming down for everybody. I think I agree with Chris Christie at this point. There is when you say you have the evidence and you don't release it, but that by the way, all that stuff about you don't release it before you go in court, that's literally the opposite of how court works. It's called the discovery process. Somebody can go and Google. I was talking with a lawyer friend of mine who was particularly irked by that assertion by the Trump team in their last press conference. But over and over again, they are losing left, right, and center all over the federal court system. So now they're disavowing Sidney Powell. They do not have any avenues left. I mean, on Friday, after we wrapped our show, Georgia certified its results. It's over, basically, in the state of Georgia. Now, they have filed another lawsuit and all that. I mean, they can go for that. It has very little grounds in being able to stand. And it's the same thing when you can see the remaining certification deadlines that are looming all across the country. I think we have some more that are coming up just today and tomorrow. And within the next week, all the major states will largely get certified.
That's exactly right. Many counties in Pennsylvania, Arizona, and all counties in Michigan are set to certify today. Nevada is set to certify tomorrow. So you can see this is rapidly unfolding. The door is rapidly closing. I mean,
okay, this was put up. Dude, I don't know. Where's the date? I don't see that when this was uploaded. I'm assuming this is from today. All these posts are from hours ago, seconds ago, minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, 2 hours ago. There's one from 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago. I'm thinking this is a brand new upload. So, this is all happening right now.
Really, the door has already long been shut. But in terms of the very last step of this idea that maybe Trump's going to try, as he did with the Michigan legislature, to pressure them into seating his electors, messing around with the electoral college system, that door is also closing here as well. And what I said last week, we had Greg Bluestein on, fantastic reporter from Georgia, and we're talking to him. Look, if you can't pull that maneuver in Georgia, you can't pull it anywhere. Georgia was the closest state. Razor-thin margin, went to a recount. You've got a Republican legislature. You've got a Republican governor who is extraordinarily sympathetic to the president, extraordinarily strong supporter. Go back and watch some of the ads that he ran back when he was running for governor. If you can't pull this off in Georgia, you are not going to be able to pull it off anywhere. And that is exactly what we're seeing play out as these dates come and go. Now that Georgia has certified their results, they will be seating Joe Biden electors. That's it. Game over.
I wanted to give
Whoa, Georgia certified. So I didn't know that. All right. So what's crazy now is obviously Chris Christie knew that. It's going to be so interesting to listen to what H.A. Goodman has to say now. They are... Was it Georgia the one that they were going to take to the Supreme Court? That would make the most sense, right?
Another update too, which is that, remember we told you on Friday about how President Trump had actually invited these Michigan lawmakers, possibly in order to pressure them in order to appoint state electors. Well, they ruled it out even after the meeting. They were like, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to follow the law of the state. voted for Michigan. Biden won Michigan, and that's it. Game over. So I think it was Michigan Congressman Fred Upton saying the same thing on television. He was like, "Look, this wasn't even particularly close. Like 154,000 votes. That's it." And so you can see generally that a lot of these people are not buckling to this pressure. Zero indication currently.
I tell you what, man, COVID sucks, but Donald Trump is the real virus. There's no denying it. There's no denying it. People are delusional. And there, for the next few weeks, months, maybe the next 4-8 years, we're going to be seeing people that are going to be screaming about civil war over this.
There also, remember, there was a conspiracy where like, oh, remember, Georgia's governor is going to certify the election. He certified it. It's over. And so,
yeah, but while Pence was in the state actually on Friday.
In the state. And the thing is, I mean, now they're saying, oh, they need to do a special edition of the Georgia legislature in order to point. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And if they tried, I mean, you know, God help you in terms of the backlash that's going to come. So you can begin to see again from every which way. I mean, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court decision was the biggest one. And then throwing Sidney Powell under the bus. This is a team in crisis, basically, and it's just the last people standing, and it's only a matter of time until something folds. I'm not saying he's going to concede, but, you know, the next phase is coming.
Yeah, and the reporting we're going to cover later in the show, already lots of reporting about him planning his next moves. He knows. He's not an idiot. Mm-hmm. This is all for show. He's got to put up a fight.
It's all for money.
Like, you know,
it's for
he
money.
Never admit loss because it's damaging to his brand.
It's for money.
Presidency, which is disgusting.
They're bilking their fucking following.
There is zero chance this is actually going to succeed, and that at least is.
She missed the boat on that one, huh, guys?
All right, we're gonna have our Raiders for you. That's next.
You know, they're trying. They know they lost this election, but there are so many pathetic followers of Donald Trump out there. See, there it is. I've got 25,859 subscribers. They're not giving me any more. They're not giving me any more subscribers. Active copyright strikes expires November 25th. Today is November 23rd. It says I've plus 31 in the last 30 days, and I'm still at 25,859. 21,859. I'm going to start taking track of this since nobody else will. You know, Social Blade can't do it anymore. Today is 11/23. Fuck. So, YouTube, oh, by the way, this is Nay from Nay's Garden, naysgarden.com. Please check out my, website. And there's lots of really cool interviews, and there's information how to grow 4 pounds, how to grow a zucchini like this, a 6-pound zucchini, all kinds of great information. It's all natural. It's all organic. So go check it out, naysgarden.com. YouTube put out a poll. They wanted to know what they could do to improve their service for their content creators. So this was something that I wrote to them. I said, stop algorithming videos. Stop trusting trolls over content providers. Allow the replay of YouTube content on YouTube videos. Stop blocking live streaming or uploading as a punishment. Speed up the appeal process. Hire more monitors. End automated responses. Get rid of thumbs down. Go back to 5 stars. Stop blocking super chats. Let all 26,000 of my subscribers know when I upload or podcast. Get rid of notifications and notify on subscribe press only like it used to be. Stop banning words and titles like Syria. Stop deleting our subscribers. Seriously. Stop deleting our subscribers. Let me combine my channels together. Stop striking content providers. Get 24/7 live tech support. Let us see our subscriber numbers live again. Real-time subscriber numbers, you turn them off because you don't want us to see you deleting them. And all of that information used to be available at socialblade.com/Nays Garden. You can see it right now at Social Blade. You should go check it out. Shouts out to Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Lee Camp, Graham Elwood, a miserable lib at Twitter, and so many more. Too many to mention. Please check out my 3 podcasts a day to get the real truth about so much. Thank you, guys. naysgarden.com. Bye, guys. They use the star system everywhere else, so why not here? Stop subjacking. Yeah, most of all, stop stealing, stop deleting our subscribers. Newfoundland, cheers. Cheers, Bad Bad Blue. Check his website. It's interesting. Check his website, yeah. Old Timer, cheers, 420. Old Timer 420, cheers. Cheers. I wonder how cold it is outside now that the sun's up. I'm gonna check that. Oh, that's 52 degrees. Nice. Nice, it's already gotten warmer. How much do I weigh? Nobody weighs themselves anymore, Val. 179 with all this shirt and the underwear and the freaking A's on. Hey, look at this 179. Look at this. I'm walking around like this 179. I put my shoes on. I'm like 183. Shut up, you. No set. So I've got a video. I can upload it to my YouTube channel. I should have promoted the fact that the YouTube channel is going to be live again in 2 days. And make sure you guys turn notifications on for all of my channels, all across all platforms, but especially on YouTube, because those seem to be the ones that really work well. Those YouTube notifications always come through, man. You guys seem to have good luck with the Facebook as well, and that's fine. But whatever you prefer, hey, you guys, here's what I want you to do. Which platform do you prefer? If you prefer YouTube to watch the show, press Y. If you prefer Facebook, press F. And let me see how many Y's and F's I can get in here. I see Daniels and Stukes and Karsten and Old Timer and Hash. Hey, Hash and Mr. Blue are all on YouTube, so I should be getting Y's from all of them. Joseph says Y. Hash says Y. I wonder if that's my cousin, Joseph. Daniel says Y. A. Will says Y. Wait, where's all my Facebookers? There's no one watching from... Jeffrey Barkley hits an F. We've got an F from Facebook. Let's go. 5 and a 15 quarter. Joseph hits Y. We've got Hash coming in at Y. Daniel Padilla hitting Y and an A. Will Wines. We've got Sukes hitting Y. Bubble Carroll coming in with a Y. We've got Jeffrey Barkley coming in from behind with an F. We've got Steven Running coming in with a Y. We've got Brad Merrill coming in with an F. Come on, 5 and a 15 quarter to 2 and a 15 quarter 5 5 and a 15 quarter. Could you come on, people? Let's go. 3 and a 15 2 2 2 and a 15 quarter 5 5 going to 15 quarter 2 2 and a 15 quarter 5 5. Come on, people. Let's go. We got Y's. We got F's. What do we got going on here, people? Come on, 5 and a 15 2 2 and a 15 quarter 5 5 and a 15. No, we're not cousins. Oh, okay, Joe. I got a Joseph cousin. All right. But I get notified from Facebook first. Randy Church, 1960. Cheers. From Twitter. From the old Twitter sphere. From the old Twitter sphere, I see. Yes, it's very nice. Bob Scuba Cook saved the chat the other day. Saved the live stream the other day, you guys. It was Bob Scuba Cook that chimed in and said, yes, you are live at the end of a show. And I kept going because he's chatted. Yes, very important. Especially when I'm out on the cell phone that you guys chat. So I know that I'm live. Yes. I like to see the chats. I like it to see the chats. Yes, I like it to see the chats. Bad Blue Jaws coming in with a Y. We got Bob Scuba Good coming in with an F. We got Mr. Blues saying fly. We got Daniel Padilla saying Y. Hash. Joseph, brother, we're all cousins from evolution. Hoo-hoo. That's deep. Bad Blue says Tree Mins. He's ahead of the wave there. For top of the hour, yo. Toth what, son? Psst. Psst. Unreal, pal. Psst. Nobody even does it like that anymore, pal. Psh, unreal. Did you get the Roxer fixed? No, I've got to send my, my ECU off. You know, it sucks. I got to ship it off, man. I don't really want to do it. I was trying to exhaust every other possibility, you know. But there's nothing left. The vehicle seems to be in really good running condition. It's just kind of confused, you know. Sometimes it seems like it's confused, and it seems like it might be a software related issue. So I could ship that thing off, man. See how quick I could get it shipped off. I have my Roxer just sitting here, man, for who knows how long. But if I ship it to them, he's going to ship me back. He'll ship me back the other one. So probably by next week sometime, I'll have the other one. I'll have his to put in, and then that Roxer might be running good. And I might just be like, hey, dude, can I just keep this one, man? And you guys keep that one? Because this one works great. So a loose ground. What? On the ECU, bro? Because if I remember correctly, there is a ground cable that gets reattached when you put the ECU on. I don't know if that ground cable is from the ECU or not. I don't remember. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Fuck. Triage oil, Baba Blue. Trees and oil. Any of your grounds could be loose. Dude. Oh, man. Any ground on the whole vehicle could affect the ECU. Top of the hour, Jinmin. Cheers, guys. gotta get this guy some food, see if we can fucking process this goddamn object through his colon. Mm. 144 men in blue left the Seattle Police Department. Explain why it does good things. That's crazy, Stooks. Stooks with the quick release of the news. You're getting up to date, up to the moment news and information here, guys. I'm worried about the dog first and foremost, so I'm gonna. Oh, he's having a dream. So I'm gonna get him to eat some food, and you know he's gonna throw up, I guess, but I'm gonna try to get him. I'm just gonna do what it says, you know, feed him some dry food, see if it knocks whatever's in there out. Fresh cooked bloody cow is the best thing for him. Grain-free dry food is best. A Tractor Supply. What is, I guess I do, what is wrong when the tips of Ken's leaves are brown, Brad? It sounds like you're using nutrients, bro. Are you putting fucking nutrients on them? I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be growing organically. Generally, you won't have this problem. Make sure they're getting enough nitrogen. That you put enough nitrogen in the soil. Generally, Brad, when you see a problem like that, it's a nitrogen. Usually, you're putting in too much nitrogen, but it could also be a deficiency. Usually, the tips of the leaves usually have to do with nitrogen. I would have to know what your regimen is. Well, he pooped this morning. That's why I just want to feed him again and see what happens. But he's definitely, this is definitely lethargic. I took him for a walk at 2 o'clock this morning, 2 a.m. He hasn't been up since. He's almost been sleeping for 7 hours. And that was after he slept before I took him out. Then he came inside, he threw up, and he's been sleeping ever since. It's 2, right? 2, probably went to bed around 3. So yeah, he's been sleeping for fucking 8 hours. Are you using nutrients, Brad? Not using any newts? Then it could be, Brad, where is your water coming from, Brad? Did you add anything into the soil? Like, did you add nitrogen products into the soil? Did you put stuff in there that would, did you use vegetable compost, Brad? It doesn't sound like you're using vegetable compost to me at all. Blood meal? Okay, probably not enough. Probably not enough nitrogen in there, but you know, you can add a little blood meal to the top and water that in. I recommend you do that. Now, your house water, there's your problem right there. Boom. You're killing your plant with fucking chlorine, bro. Brad, are you on a well? Are you on your own water? Do you have a water softener? Or is your water filtered at all? You have to dechlorinate your water, bro. Yeah, listen to me, Brad. This is very simple. Not a problem. You're going to fix your plant. Keep doing what you're doing. Add a very little bit of blood meal. Not a lot. Just a sprinkling, okay? Just a sprinkling. Not a lot, bro. Be very careful with that. Listen. Take your water. Get a 5-gallon bucket. Okay? Fill the 5-gallon bucket with your city water. Let it sit for 24 hours in that 5-gallon bucket. And then that chlorine, and don't cover it, the chlorine will dissipate after 24 hours. And then you'll have good water. But don't water it from your tap ever again. You're chlorinating your plant to death. You're welcome. That's your problem. City water's always got chlorine, bro. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime you have a question, bro, I'm here for you. And let's get that vegetable compost going, Brad. Go to naysgarden.com. Click on Grow 4 Pounds link at the top of the screen. And read. Learn, understand, and start making your own vegetable compost. You know, I could go get a bag. It's disgusting. It's full of coffee grounds, rotten cheese, you know, rotten tomatoes, rotten zucchinis, and eggshells. And it's all in this bag, and it's going to go into my compost pile with the dirt. It's all going to get mixed together. And, you know, vegetables are going to sprout out of there. Sprout out. Sprout out. So that Roxer is not going to fix itself. I really should just pull that unit and ship it out today before. It's fucking... Dude, the mail gets picked up here in less an hour or two. I'm probably not going to do it by today. But I could get it out today's mail. I could. Yeah, I could get the 4 o'clock run for sure. And, fuck, man. You know. See how quick I could, the fastest fucking shipping I can use. But, you know, I gotta ship that thing out. Wrap it in bubble wrap. Wrap it in bubble wrap like a big balloon of bubble wrap. So even if it gets bounced around, it won't hurt it. You know? And I could even use the fucking media mail because it's a hard drive. And that classifies as media mail. It's fucking super cheap. But it might not be the fastest way to send it. And I might not mind spending the money on quick shipping, you know. Get it overnighted or 2-day or whatever. I just want to make sure it fits in the slot of the mailbox. I could take it inside the post office. I don't really want to do that though. I should go do this. All right. And I need to take care of my doggy. So I'm going to go. I love you guys. I can't leave because when the numbers are like this, I generally won't leave. But check out my friend Ron Placone, ronplacone.com, please. I don't just say that. I want you guys to do it, and I want you to check out lucyandron.com too. Check it out and let me know if you like it. lucyandron.com, Ron. And his show, Get Your News On with Ron, every day on YouTube, man. It's Ron Placone on YouTube. Go find his channel, subscribe to it, and hit all when the subscribe next to the notifications on on that. And Ron Placone's also on Facebook and Instagram on the name Ron Placone. And you can follow him everywhere, but especially on Twitter, because on Twitter you can send him an article and he'll talk about it on his show. And I'm hoping if you guys will retweet my tweet and reply at Thunderfoot will do a show for us about the blue glasses that help you sleep at night. Whatever. Love you guys. I'm gonna try to feed this guy. All right, and then I'm gonna try to remove that thing and ship out. Take care. Bye, y'all. I just realized I have their shipping address and everything. It's all in my shipping software. It's pretty cool. We're all taken care of. We're all taken care of. Isn't that a beautiful painting right there? Thomas Gianetto on Facebook. Check him out. He's a tattoo artist. Thomas Gianetto with 2 T's on Facebook. One of my friends. Great tattoo artist. All right, you guys.